Next up is men's singles, and it is the defending champion, Shi Yu Qi of China, up against Kodai Naraoka of Japan. Well, it's quite simple in the men's singles in this Group B match. It's the last match of the group, and it is a simple playoff for who is first and who is second in the group to finish the group stage. Both the players we are about to watch have won both of their previous matches. So it is always nice when it's very simple like that for us to understand. Shi Yu Qi against Kodai Naraoka. Kodai Naraoka emerges into the arena first. And he qualified only as the 8th qualifier. Mind you, Shi Yu Qi only qualified as the 7th, so it's ironic that the two lower ranked players, according to the race to the World Tour finals, are playing off for first and second in Group B. Shi Yu Qi, the reigning world champion, and as world champion was guaranteed an invitation to the World Tour finals by virtue of that gold medal in Paris in August. But he qualified in his own right, even though he had only played 8 World Tour events this year, but 5 finals in 8 World Tour events is pretty good. This, as you can see, is a 15th meeting between these two pairs. Shi Yu Qi has won 9 of the previous 14, including the last one, which was in the team competition, the Sudirman Cup, the World Mixed Team Championships. Played in Xiamen earlier this year. 21-8, 21-16, that last encounter. Shi Yu Qi is 29 years of age from Jiangsu province. And he's a tall man too. That's just a little over 6 foot tall. He's already been in 3 finals at the end of year championships. He's won twice in 2018 and again last year. Also runner-up 2 years ago, so he's going to be looking and hoping for a 3rd consecutive final at the World Tour finals and a 4th final in total. Well, on Wednesday he beat Li Shifeng, saved 2 game points in that 2nd game before winning it 23-21, and on Thursday needed 3 games to beat CHN 21-15 in the deciding game. Kodai Naraoka is 24 years of age from Omori in North Hangzhou, the largest of the main 4 islands that make up Japan. Number 9 on the world rankings, has been as high as 2, and this is his 4th consecutive World Tour finals. He was semi-finalist 3 years ago when the event was staged in Bangkok, lost out to Victor Axelsen, who went on to win the title. Now, he beat CHN in his first match on Wednesday, and it was his first win against CHN in their 6th meeting. And then yesterday beat the number 2 seed Li Shifeng in 2 straight games. So, 15-14. With both these players having played 2 and won 2, they are guaranteed, as I say, to both be in the semi-final tomorrow. Trish Gubb of New Zealand is our umpire for this one, and Fine Datang of India, the service judge. So the last final preparations before the start of this match. So the defending champion and reigning world champion Shi Yu Qi of China, far side of the court against Kodai Naraoka. Oh, that's delightful. Oh, lovely drop shot. Always very difficult, isn't it, Steve, for players in a match in this scenario. They both know that they've qualified for the semi-final stage. They both will realise they could draw each other tomorrow.
Yeah. And I seem to remember that both of them previously have played Victor Axelsen both in the group stage and the semi-final. I think he actually beat Axelsen in the group stage and then lost in the semi-final, whilst Naraoka lost both of them. But Naraoka's semi-final against Axelsen in Bangkok was sort of like Axelsen was dominant at that time, but Naraoka showed where there were some gaps in the Danes' game. Even though he lost it, I recall Park saying to him, "What do you gain from playing defensively?"
Yeah,
and he changed his style to his sort of non-preferred style, and I think we've seen on occasions that he's trying to become more proactive in his attitude, Kodai Naraoka, and I think he's been that so far in this tournament. He's been much more proactive. I don't know if we're going to see it today.
No. But I haven't actually, we haven't seen either of his matches so far, have we?
No.
And so if you're right on that, I, for one, am delighted to hear that he's been more proactive, because there's been a number of occasions that I've sort of watched and I've verbalised and said, you know, why is he not going for his shots more?
Yeah.
He's a skilled player. We saw that from the very first rally where he played that deceptive drop shot for an outright winner.
That's right. And they played last year against each other. That's when Naraoka got his last win against Shi Yu Qi. That was in the on a Friday at the World Tour Finals. But the situation was different back then, because last year Shi Yu Qi had already won the group, and Naraoka had already been eliminated and locked in as number 4. And Naraoka won that match.
Nice shot.
This year there's perhaps a little bit more at stake. From a coaching perspective or from a player perspective, you would look at what's the possibilities in the other group. We know that the winner of this match here, or rather we know that the loser of this match will either play the same player as we're watching here, or Christo Popov, because Christo Popov has already won the other group.
Yeah.
And the other possible opponent from the other group is either Kunlavut Vitasan or Anders Antonsen, who meet up in a sort of quarterfinal like match where the winner takes all. So as a player or coach, you would sort of look at how do you normally play against these three players from the other group. And for Shi Yu Qi, it's completely irrelevant. He's +3 against all of them in head-to-head. So I don't think he mind playing either of them. For Naraoka, he's got a better record against one player and a losing record against the others. He's got a 3-1 head-to-head against Christo Popov, and the losing record against both Antonsen and Visitan. Considerations summed up, plus the fact that Shi Yu Qi is the #1 on the world ranking and has the advantage head-to-head against Kodai Naraoka, leads me to think that he's the big favorite in this match.
Yeah. 72nd week in total as world #1 on the world ranking. Well, that bit of trickery there from Kodai Naraoka suggests that he doesn't mind who he plays in the semi-finals tomorrow.
Good shot. He started out with that.
Yeah.
In the opening rally. Played that long as well.
So 11-6 at the mid-game interval in favour of Shi Yu Qi. 6 minutes played. Explosive movement and explosive shot. But look at that high backhand clear from Kodai Naraoka. Well, like the women's doubles, Steen, there's 6 Super 750s this year on the World Tour. In the men's singles have been won by 6 different players.
Have they?
Yeah.
I thought Shi Yu Qi had won a couple, but that's the Super Thousands.
No, Shi Yu Qi won 3 Super 1000s, the Malaysian Open, the All England and the China Open, and also won the Japan.
Yeah, Meng Hongyang won Denmark.
No, Wen Hongyang won the China Masters.
So it was last year he won Denmark.
Yeah. Victor Axelsen won the India Open. Jonathan Christie won Denmark.
Antonsen, French.
And Kunru Dwidasan, Singapore.
Yeah.
So there you go, 6 different players.
Service over, 2-4. Service over, 3-2.
It is difficult for the players, isn't it, Steen, because they know that from tomorrow there's no second chances.
Yeah.
And they've got to give everything to beat world champions or the winner of the other group or whatever. I mean, it's difficult for the players.
Very difficult.
Yeah. Because quite frankly, at the moment, Kodai Naraoka not playing with the intensity that we've seen earlier in the week.
No.
I mean, look at that. Well, Shi Yu Qi against CHN, I think, was changing his sodden shirt at every interval of all 3 games. I think he went through 6 shirts yesterday.
That's right.
I'm not sure he'll need to change his shirt after this opening game.
No, it's possible just to fold it nicely again and put it back in.
Oh, come now, that's going a bit fast.
That's a bit too far. Okay. Yeah.
Game point opportunities.
Only 11 minutes played. Wow.
Yeah.
And one of them is an interval.
21-9 in 11 minutes. So 1 game to the goods. The world #1 and reigning world champion, defending champion and 2-time winner of this event, Shi Yu Qi, winning that opening game 21-9. We talked, Steen, in, I think it was the women's doubles, and certainly some of the other doubles disciplines, about a transition period.
Yeah, that's true.
For these world-class players.
At least, yeah, in the women's doubles, where some youngsters are trying to make their way forward, and the nations are trying to find the right combinations in terms of world team championships, world championships, but more importantly, in 3 years' time, the Olympics, because you've got to sort of have time to develop a new pair, and then you got to bring them in position to get into the right tournaments before the qualification starts. And by the way, the qualification system for the Olympics in Los Angeles in 2028 has just been approved, and can be found on the BWF website.
That's a nice shot, yeah, indeed. But the point I was going to make, in men's singles, 7 of the 8 players at these World Tour finals also played last year. So it's almost as if we're stuck in this, not stuck because it's wonderful to have these,
we're in the middle.
Diversity in the men's singles, 7 different flags next to the 8 players' names at the World Tour finals here. The only nation who qualified 2 players was China, and so there's good diversity, as we've just mentioned while the first game was on. You know, 6 different winners of the Super 750 events, 6 of those per year, so that's showing good diversity. But it is the same players. The only difference to a year ago, of course, it was Shi Yu Qi, who we've talked about, who sadly got injured in this event last year, has been replaced this year by Christo Popov. Which is
a younger, and perhaps the youngest. He must be the youngest, together with Vitisan. Vitisan probably younger than Christo Popov, right? They played the World Junior Championship final against each other.
That's right.
So we have a mix of young players, really talented, because they've sort of made their way forward relatively quickly. And then we have also some veterans, Shi Yu Qi, definitely in that category. Obviously, Zhou, the soon 36-year-old Christie, and there's some interesting players lying sort of in the challenge group of these. Thinking Alvi Farhan from Indonesia, Aidila from Indonesia.
Yes, those 2 battled it out for the gold medal at the Southeast Asian Games.
Exactly.
Both hugely talented.
And I also think, I missed his name, Chinese player, left-hander, Shang. Oh, Wing Xing. I totally missed it. Wang Tingsing?
Yeah.
That's right. That was the one I was thinking of. I don't think Wen Hongyang is that old either. Li Shijia is also relatively young. Hopefully he gets back in good shape.
Wang Tingsing, the left-hander you were talking about, he is 23 already.
Yeah.
Oh, that's landed.
Well in.
Well in. Oh, what wonderful placements from Shi Yu Qi.
But somehow it's like, I have a feeling that the transition in the men's single is happening more consistently. There's a little bit of exchange all the time. There's new challenges coming up and so on.
What about Victor Lai from Canada?
Victor Lai, that's going to be really, really interesting to follow
Yeah.
him in the future. The, what was it, the Edichung?
Most promising player or most improved player?
Yeah.
Or, yeah. Got an award at the awards gala dinner here at World Tour Finals. That's super.
He must have been the first singles medalist from American Confederation.
At the World Championships.
At the World Championships.
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah, because I remember checking about the late Wendy Clarkson and Michelle Lee.
At the World Championships.
Yeah, and Zhang Beiwen hasn't won a singles medal at the World Championships either. And of course, when the Americans were doing so well, Judy Hashman and so on, there weren't any World Championships.
Japanese players as well.
Didn't he touch that? Well, I saw it as clearly in anyway. Yeah. Nishi Tanaka.
Exactly. And also, a player we haven't seen on the international circuit, but I recall he was doing great in the junior tournament, Yudai Okamoto.
Yeah. Did catch the line.
Yeah.
Well done, line judge. But, I mean, I think, you know, the men's singles, we discussed it before about, you know, is the men's singles having this wonderful golden era, sort of emulating the golden decade, or it was a bit longer than a decade, that we had in women's singles. I mean, it was terrific. Saina Nehwal, PV Sindhu, of course, both from India, but the Chinese players, Carolina Marin, Tai Tzu Ying, Ratchanok, the two Japanese players, Okuhara and Yamaguchi. I mean, it was a wonderful era.
It was.
Well, we're already at mid-game interval. 11-7 in favour of Shi Yu Qi. And look at that, only 21 minutes played.
Jun has already left. One of you was in.
Well, here we are, as the men's doubles pair warming up. Wang Chung and his partner, Liang Wei Kang. They're the next match on court against Alfian and Fikri. There we are, there's Alfian. Well, they can't be too much longer on the warm-up courts because it looks to me as if this is going to be done and dusted fairly quickly. Silver medalist at the World Championships in 2023, Kodai Naraoka.
The marathon match.
It was indeed an hour and 49 minutes when he lost to Kunawut Widasan. You know, he was in the World Championship final before he had won a World Tour title.
Naraoka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, he only won his second World Tour title earlier this year, the Kumamoto Masters last month. And that was his 8th World Tour tournament final.
And there was something distinct also about Kumamoto Masters. It was played simultaneously with the China National Games, so
yeah,
there were no Chinese participation in that tournament. It's going to be interesting to see, to compare the matches if these two players draw each other again tomorrow. I have a feeling that it's going to have a different look.
So do I. Nice.
Trying a lot of things in that rally, Kodai Naraoka, a lot of deceptions and stuff, but in this pace, it just doesn't bite on Shi Yu Qi. June is making preparations for some multi-shuttle. I don't think this is enough workout for Shi Yu Qi from a Chinese perspective. I wouldn't be surprised. A couple of years ago we saw from the Denmark Open, immediately after they won the semi-final in mixed doubles, they went into the practice hall. And he and Hong Yong Ping spent a good 45 minutes there. Not doing a hard workout, but just working on some small things. Services, service returns.
That's hit long of the back line. So match point opportunities for Shi Yu Qi. Only needed the one. Yeah, well, the crowds making their feelings known. 21-11 in the second game. And the first to 9. .28 minutes. It's not unusual to have a 28-minute opening game in men's singles. And we've had an entire match lasting that.
Yeah, it's not often you see that.
No.
Especially in the World Tour finals.
So Shi Yu Qi will top Group B. And Kodai Naraoka guaranteed semi-final spot tomorrow anyway. 28 minutes and 21-9, 21-11. Coming up next is men's doubles, and it's the Olympic silver medalists Liang Wei-kang and Wang Chang up against Fikri and Alfian of Indonesia. Welcome back to Hangzhou. It's the last of the group matches here at the HSBC BWF World Tour Finals. And next up is men's doubles. And this is a Group B encounter. And it features the Olympic silver medalists Liang Wei-kang and Wang Chang